return for touchdowns. This is a veteran right here in Metcalf. Kind of a stutter and go. Watch the late hands. Bland never knows the ball is even coming to.
In the slot, but you know you're man-to-man because Jamin Davis followed the running back out there, so you're going to get that opportunity. And anytime you've got an opportunity, where you going?
The extra point.
Well, this is beautiful. DeAndre Hopkins fakes to the outside, comes back to the
outs, sells this to our right, to the inside, and then back outside. And look how quickly he's able to pull.
Couple third downs. Charvarius Ward, the last couple weeks, they've put him on the opponent's best receiver.
A quick slant route and a good release by Michael Pittman to get inside and create space for Gardner Minshew.
Kill, and like if it was Pooh Bear, you think of this as a 100-acre wood, and that's the honey hole right there.
Who's put points on the board? They hold them to a field goal, and then they're able to drive and get points on the board. Give credit to Gene. He's gotten so much attention for his ability to keep his eyes and make plays. He turns him. Once he turns him, it's over. Great job of recognizing.
Is outstanding against Tyson Campbell. He totally gets him turned around. And that's what they've been missing, not having
Allen's name at all tonight. And what a tough matchup. We look at the length. You know, again, Woolen is 6'4". And now they go to the veteran Gilmore, who's got a lot of experience, good position with his body.
Tyreek Hill out there making the adjustment to the football. Look at, gets on top of the DBs right off the bat, and then just
receiver Nico Collins continues to impress. 52 yards.
Two things. One, the pocket, tremendous for
down as we take another look.
You look at the inside release. They would call this a stem go. We used to say inside release, make it look like you're running an in cut, and then just turn on the jets and go down the field.
Out here by DJ Chark. Watch him just get outside. Oh, little stutter to freeze him and get open. The ball's a little.
His size really works out for him as a corner at 6'4". It's not just him on receivers. You can put him with that length and see that left hand.
Standing. Gets on top of him, stacks him. Little tug right there by Jerry Jacobs. And I love that little wiggle to the
eyes. Stay on the football. Remember, it's third down. He's thinking about the sticks. He actually works to the outside with, and maybe before work, Bland, who's getting a lot of attention outside, gets that separation. And
so you just have Noah Brown hold a corner by not running a route and let Nico Collins work.
3 tight ends. You're thinking they're going to run it. The defensive personnel, good job of pulling away from Curse to safety. And again,
see it put him right on the numbers. Good coverage.
Slide yourself in there, and then watch Waddle come right in as they drag somebody into the flat.
By Trey Brown, thinking that this ball made. See how he's just bailing already? He doesn't go for that quick slant there. He just gets his body in position there.
Released by Mike Evans. Watch him lean back out into the corner, and the corner doesn't know what's going to happen. That's being
man. It doesn't get any better than this. You see the tight coverage there, and Ridley just able to adjust.
Over route by Thielen here, stemming him up the field and then snapping it up. That's that veteran savviness that I was talking about. Well, we talked that Jalen Hurts is not afraid to hold the ball. He doesn't mind the pressure. He's going to continue to buy time for his receivers, but great coverage down the field, just nowhere to go. A.J. Brown on the outside, Devontae Smith with the Amador.
Pickup of 18.
Well, you can't fault the coverage. He's right there on him. Dortz is just able to make the catch.
Watch it right here. He runs out like he's going to pick and then comes back inside, and they switch it off.
Yes.
And when you switch it off, you want to have 2 in-breaking routes.
But Jones all over it. Just disciplined football. Doesn't fall for it. One of the best double move wide receivers.
Very decisive on where he was going with the football. The offer. That's good coverage. Man, he's trying to rip that ball out. Look how strong they call this play. He's blocking, and they said, we want to see Xavier Gibson, see what he can do. Undrafted free agent.
Yep.
Seattle extends its lead.
Man coverage. Gilmore runs right into Curse. Shane Waldron. Ferguson's not going to back down from Jamal Adams. A little out and then up. Not bad position, but Adams never looks.
Sliding across there, or was that Jones come sliding across there as he's trying to make that play, Brandon Jones. And
so much cover 3 that you see, but this ends up being cover 2, and there's a void between the corner.
Catch of the day.
And look at him work against Jalen Petrie and then uses his body to go away and keep him away and gets a nice little. Watch the route concept. Post from Cortland Sutton 14 and a wheel route from Jerry Jeudy behind it. Splits the seams and a perfect throw from Russell Wilson. And how about Jerry Jeudy fighting? And look at him with this coverage all over it as he goes over the top, and Nico Collins helped.
Pretty tight coverage here at the top. You're going to see with Trevor trying to fit this ball in. You got to get it over one and then in before.
Going to get your respect early. Remember the first play of the game against the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving? Take a deep shot with him.
And the first for the rookie Washington.
Oh, man, Dax Hill has his hands on it. Just unable to make the play. But how about Washington?
Deebo Samuel doing what he does best. Yards after the catch, running through contact. Nicholas Morrow can't bring him down, and then it just becomes a foot race. And
throws a lollipop in the air to pick up the first down. Now he's under.
Bring pressure, and Browning knows exactly where he's going with the football. He's got one-on-one press coverage, and he goes to the number one receiver, Jamar Chase, and throws a perfect ball.
Yes, Steve Wilks is not afraid to match up this one-on-one versus. Yeah, nice job here by A.J. Brown on the outside, just staying alive. Originally just a little comeback route, and then what they teach you is if you're on the boundary
to get into field goal range, a nice job of finding the void in the cover two.
If he just wanted to take it right away with Mixon, but instead he goes outside, does a good job, and we've seen a couple of them tonight. It's a good route by Evan Ingram coming off the ball, but you got to fit this ball in between the corner and then the safety, able to get underneath the outside throw because the inside receiver holds him enough. But he turns this ball loose, and there's a defender out in front. Knew that that's where he was going with the football, and it's a good route. He's inside. He wins on the route. Great throw by Jake Browning. You know, he had a chance. A perfect throw, placed right where it needed to be. Down and is still on the ground right now. But there's Rayshon Jenkins. He has an opportunity, just doesn't really, it's not much of a tackle effort. Well, let's take a look at it. You're right. Total bust in coverage, but Christian Kirk, who's having an excellent year.
Really, really well. Palmer has to have the speed and drive up the field a little harder.
They flipped the leverages just like we talked about, but now they just can't rally tackles.
This is going to take a long time to get across the field. Fantastic job by the guys up front. And that is sort of back who got attracted by the out route here instead of playing the deep responsibility. You know everybody has to pay attention. So Gray goes out to the outside, right to Dobbs in the middle of three defenders all around him. Watch this thing.
Probably won't, but they should. The game should be stopped right now. Take that ball, get it, wrap it up, send it up to Canton.
The field, but you're going to see an area right here in the middle of the field, and usually there's two guys within a couple of cleats. The last time, or not, maybe not the last time, but when he was here once before, he had a defensive.
Just a press bail right here by Witherspoon, and an excellent throw.
Clean pocket, on time, in rhythm, and Brandon Ayuk just runs a great comeback.
Watch Justin Reed over there. He took it here to end up in perfect position. So right now we're seeing some of the routes that the Kansas City Chiefs.
Another great example. We showed you earlier in the game, A.J. Brown just staying in phase with his quarterback. He starts on the dig route and he just feels green grass. Jalen Hurts.
Love him working inside. A big guy, a physical presence in there, and understands how to get off the ball. Does Pacheco have training camp for running with the football? It seems like everybody on their team runs like that now.
Because they were able to get it on third. Looks like a toss here. Coming to the right. You have to pick and choose who you're going to double. Nice little choice route there.
Left arm right here. There. He kind of pushes. He's got to be a little more subtle with those to get away from those things. Those are the... And it's these two on the far side. That move right there by Elijah Moore gets him looking in the backfield and took his eye off his receiver.
13, Olamide Zaccheaus. He just runs enough interference. There's no contact. Charvarius Ward.
It came at Mike Evans, and he has to catch this. That's as hard. Well, they bring pressure. A good job by the offensive line of handling the pressure, and then a good play.
And out of real estate towards the sideline, but he went down after that play. Let's watch.
Yeah, watch Ayuk. Watch Darius Slay. He's looking in the backfield the whole time. Watch him sit. He sees it. He just
beat the receiver to it. Look, it just gets in there with the offhand.
Pro. That's a heck of a matchup. I think that's great cover.
Breaking to the out. Stafford with the lazy fake across and then sprints out to his right. Slams on the brakes before Zadarius Smith gets him.
I'm not sure what the answer is. It's just a little tunnel screen. The entire offensive line acting as an escort, and he's untouched. You just don't see that. Great awareness by Jalen Hurts, understanding the free rusher's coming. He gets the ball out quick.
Immediately and give Matthew Stafford a quick, easy answer. And you see Puka Nacua always falling forward, low pad level.
Mesh concept. They're going to run everyone on little drags to run interference. It's usually a man play. He's trying to get McCaffrey on a little choice route, but watch, they bracket him inside. Kevin
by Puka Nacua, and no hands from the defender. I mean, Emerson Jr.
Devontae Smith's able to get that little switch release. One of the best pass rush units. Travarius Ward, number 7 of San Francisco. Man zone's going to be a big conversation for Steve Wilks, the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, you see this throw across your body a little bit, but Roger McCreary just gets in there to knock it away at the last.
Is going to go deep, and then watch the tight end as he releases. It's actually Connor Hayward. He runs the flat route. That holds the corner and keeps him down. So Pickens is one-on-one with the safety.
This is not him making up ground. This is him seeing it and saying, I see the football, I'm going for it. Not a matter of him.
Yeah, and this is just getting DeAndre Hopkins across the back, and Nick Cross right here, back to him. There's plenty of contact there.
Going, they get a shot down the field. Now they get Michael Pittman pushing back the DB, just hooks it up.
Houston.
And Davis Mills does what you want from your backup quarterback. No mistakes going into the game and making a play when you have to. They were confused in pre-snap. The offensive line was moving before the players in the bunch were moving. So that play did not have any continuity to it.
Roll to the bench and back to a starting role.
Well, this is always hard for a quarterback to see. Darrell Baker's going with that vertical route on the outside, but peels off Jeffrey Simmons, and they can't get it done. But this is a beautiful release from Michael Pittman Jr., and this is one of the things he does so well.
And we talked about, if you're running a short route, he's running a crossing route over the field. Turn it to a go when you see your quarterback.
Isolated one-on-one with Walker, just an inside route. With the rain coming down.
To prevent Mike Vrabel from challenging.
Let's see if he can get his feet down, control the ball.
And also, this play call right out of the gate from Sean Payton is a Sean Payton special.
You're going to see right here at the end, he does a great job of getting both feet down, dragging that for.
CeeDee Lamb creates a favorable matchup. He moves, you see Seattle adjust, and then the inside receiver takes away the safety, and that's why he's able to make that throw.
1-2. Holds on.
Working from the inside. You can see right there, did a really nice job of getting Kirby Joseph to open his hips towards Walker. Wow.
Hey, what is this, 2015?
How he sells this. The patience, right? It's like it's going to be a run play, and then he just snaps and pulls away from Alontae Taylor.
It's between quarterback and wide receiver, and it is clear that the trust is right there for these two. And
it's out of the break. Watch 87 at the top. That's great coverage, and just that quickness out of the break. He doesn't have.
Just watch how easy it was for Jordan Whitehead to make that.
Over his right shoulder, they would have had a chance, but he throws.
Just a great job coming out of the inside of that bunch. You've got inside or outside left by Paulson Adebo. Look at him. He's got his eyes focused right on the receiver. Doesn't even look back to see the ball, but sees the adjustment.
Capitalizing on this opportunity, Garrett Wilson sits in the zone, and I believe Jeff Okudah was assuming.
And he's weathered that. You saw the stats, and what a great throw here to start this drive on a big play.
Coverage by DJ Reed. This is the only part I don't like about the scheme or execution. This is a nice job in coverage, Nate Landman.
He's behind the goalpost right there, but you see he runs through linebacker level. Nobody runs with him. You see some man coverage on the back end with somebody who's supposed to.
And they pick up 28 for the Patriots first down.
On the other side when he came across formation. You see right there, both linebackers are coming out to chase the running back into the flat. And watching the eyes, because he's down inside. He got pulled way up with that play action.
Nothing short of a disaster. Back here with the Patriots makes a play on the rookie. Yep, and initially, they're playing two-man, which means we're...
As I mentioned many times, Kyle Pitts is really good in the slot, two-point stance.
miles here right now for the Saints. I mean, it's just tackling, right? I mean, you've got guys all around there. Jordan, how?
You can see that what they like about him is what he can do after the catch. He's got such great ball skills and body control, but here the power. He's a 200-pound slot.
And they did not double, so they said, all right, Bryant, you're gonna match up one-on-one.
Juwan Johnson on the opening drive with the deflection. We saw Alvin Kamara, I mean, with not securing the football and allowing the situation. There goes Sam Laporta in motion. Demario Davis, watch him jump that route right there. So he comes up on that route. Sam Laporta comes right.
Because Geno Smith has to throw it now. And by the time he turns and looks, the ball's already in the air.